Hello, my name is Tasha Fini and I'm a first year student of PIT College. My division is O and GR number is 1711012. My roll number is 43 and I'm of batch O2. Today I'll be discussing about a topic 4-point starter, which is given as an assignment of electrical engineering, and so here it goes. Okay, so let's start off by questioning what exactly starter is and its function in a DC motor. So just like in the case of a 3-point starter, it's an electrical component in a DC motor which acts as a protective device that helps in safeguarding the armature of the shunt DC motor against the high starting current produced in the absence of back EMF at the starting. Let's move on to the similarities and the differences it holds against a 3-point starter. Like any other 4-point starter, it has a lot of constructional and functional similarity to a 3-point starter, but this special device possesses an additional point and a coil in its construction, and this naturally brings about some differences in its functionality, though the basic operational characteristics remains the same. But the basic difference in a 4-point starter as compared to a 3-point starter is that the holding coil is removed from the shunt field current and is connected directly across the line with current limiting resistance in series. Moving on to the similarities it holds against a 3-point starter. First of all, it also possesses a variable resistance and it is integrated into a number of sections. Now, to go into the details of operation of a 4-point starter, let's have a look at its constructional diagram and figure out its point of difference with a 3-point starter. There we go. Here's a 4-point diagram of a 4-point starter. A 4-point starter, as the name suggests, has 4 main operational points. First of all, the line L, line terminal, which is actually connected to the positive terminal of the main supply, DC main supply. Secondly, there is the N terminal, which is connected to the no volt coil, as you can see. Thirdly, here's the field terminal F, namely, which is connected to the field winding, and here we have the two field windings. We can just name it as F1 and F2. Lastly, we have the armature terminal, which is connected to the armature winding, as you can see, which is connected to the motor. Alright, now the remarkable difference in case of a 4-point starter is that the no voltage coil is actually independently connected across the supply N, in addition to the L, F and A. As a direct consequence of that, any change in the field supply current does not bring about any difference in the performance of the NVC, which is the no volt coil. Therefore, it must be ensured that no voltage coil always produce a force which is strong enough to hold the handle in its run position against force of the spring under all the operational condition. This is the run position, and such a current is adjusted through a no voltage coil with the help of a fixed resistance R connected in series with the NVC using the terminal N as shown in the diagram. Now let us look at the contact points of these sections, which are shown separately as off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and run, over which the handle is free to be moved manually to regulate the starting current with a gathering speed. Now, to understand its way of operating, let's have a closer look at the diagram given. Considering that supply is given and the handle is taken to a contact point of 1, then the circuit is complete and the line current starts flowing through the starter. And in this situation, we can see that the current will be divided into 3 different parts. One part will flow through the starting resistance R1, R2 and R3, basically from here, and then to the armature, as you can see over here, which will flow from the armature through the motor and then back. The second part flowing through the field, which will be flowing through the field windings and back. And lastly, a third part flowing through the no voltage coil in series with the protective resistance R over here. So the point to be noted here is that the is that with this particular arrangement, any change in the shunt field circuit does not bring about any change in the no voltage coil, as the two circuits are independent of each other. This means that the electromagnetic pull subjected upon the soft iron bar, which is basically this of the bar, by the no voltage coil at all points of time should be high enough to keep the handle at its run position, which is over here. Or we could say to prevent the spring force from restoring the iron bar from the run position to the initial original off position. And this marks the operational difference between a 4-point starter and a 3-point starter, as otherwise there is no difference between them, and they both are used for limiting the starting current in a DC motor, DC shunt motor, and act as a protective device. Now let me also show you a animated video of how this system, which I previously demonstrated, works.